Senator Deputy Brady.
Firstly, I'd like to welcome Dr. Sweeney into us there this morning. Certainly a very informative presentation, and I'm aware deputies or senators are rushing off, as am I, so I'll be as brief as I can. Just, I suppose, to start off, I didn't see that report that Deputy O'Dea was talking about, schemes that are being wound down, but we do know, and the Minister is on the record as saying schemes such as Gateway is being wound down. He's looking at the CE scheme to broaden the qualifying criteria around that. We've yet to see any proposals or any more information on that. We do know that the Job Bridge has been wound down and stopped 9 months ago. We're yet to see any replacement scheme come forward in relation to that, and I note your comments there in relation to a lot of the media attention around the scheme and that, but certainly, I mean, there was a very damning report, an internal departmental report that was carried out that highlighted a number of deficiencies within that particular scheme. So I'm just wondering as to whether Dr. Sweeney is aware of any pending scheme that may be being brought forward by the department. If he is, maybe he might enlighten us, because information is certainly not forthcoming from the Minister. Just one other area I just want to hone in on is job quality, because that's critical. And it's all well and good having these labour activation schemes, but we know the survey that came out last week, the Income and Living and Conditions survey, highlighted serious difficulties out there. There's 105,051 people living in poverty who are actually within the workforce at the moment, and there's 750,000 people who are living on incomes of less than €230 a week. And we know the Minister in here, and he's very publicly said, that people need to stop dreaming about their ideal job and their dream job, that they need to get back into the workforce. But the reality is, the dream job that people have trained for, they've upskilled for, they've got qualifications for, that is the job they want. But to be forced into these labour activation schemes at levels well below their qualifications is certainly something that does need to be looked at. And then we have the whole issue of people within the workforce, and I think, and it has been echoed here within this chamber, that people in low paid employment and employers using the likes of other subsidies there, the family income subsidy, to complement their wages. And in my mind, that's an abuse, and employers are actively using that. So, there's huge issues there. And maybe I'm not sure as to how we're going to overcome that, because you had said there, train first, that's the default position. But for many of these people, they're forced through the privatised schemes, JobPat, the privatisation of that entire sector. They're forced into these jobs well below the levels and skills that they actually have in place. And just on that point, look, we see the local employment services, referrals over to them down substantially over the last number of years, and a lot more referrals then to Turrisnew and CTech, which are private companies. So just to see as to whether you do have any views on that.
One of the issues Deputy Brady raised there is very significant too, that clearly if significant numbers, not a proportion, that the proportion of people at work who are below the poverty line is small, but the numbers are large, because the number of people at work is now over 2 million, so a small percentage of 2 million is a lot of people. In work poverty normally is addressed by in-work supports, and we've seen in the island across the Irish Sea a huge rise in spending on in-work benefits, absorbing much of the savings in benefits on unemployment payments. Clearly, the ideal is that people in work have skills that make their employment that valuable to their employer that no ongoing subsidy is needed to them or to their employer. And that must remain, if you like, the objective. I feel that in this INTRIO, our new public employment service, is learning more that out there are employers and employers. Some employers will cooperate in saying, yes, we have numbers among our staff who left formal education very early. They've been terrifically loyal, good employees, but if they're to remain in employment until 65 or 66, they now need real opportunities to upskill, and will cooperate with that. But there are employers who might talk the talk, but they won't walk the walk. And whereas our public employment service has built up a lot of experience in identifying the work shy among the job seekers, it is only acquiring expertise, I think, in identifying the employer that's not really serious about investing in its employees.